Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Disney News and Reviews. I'm File91e and this is my 20th episode. I've made it through 20 of these things so far, and I'm looking back, I'm actually surprised at all the support that I've grown in just 20 episodes. Doing the reviews and giving you some Disney news. I hope I've helped people out. I hope I've inspired people. So it's just it's a cool thing that other people actually like me enough that they keep wanting to watch my videos, and I hope I'm entertaining to some people, whether it be my constant stuttering or quick cuts because of whatever. So either way, I want to thank everybody for watching these videos and supporting me. I really appreciate it. It's most unexpected, to be sure. So yeah, thank you. And let's get to the news, shall we? Whole bunch of news today. Yesterday, February 6th, It's a Small World at Disneyland reopened with some new scenes. The Spirit of America scene, new musical enhancements, and a new look for some of the attractions, familiar child dolls. It's going to open, and then it'll once again take guests through the happiest cruise that ever sailed. So it's back open. Small World is back open at Disneyland, not Disney World, Disneyland, the California one. There's a difference. Effective February 10th, Disney's Magical Express will mail only one luggage tag per person. So if you're going to Disney World and you choose the Magical Express option, you're only getting one tag per person. As travelers are now flying with less luggage due to various changes on the airlines. If you need additional passes and tags, you can request them by contacting Disney's Magical Express at 1-866-599-0951. That's 866-599-0951. So if you need more passes, call them and they'll send you some other stuff out, because without those passes they won't grab your bag. So just keep that in mind. The 2009 Disney Dollar Series is now available in $1s, $5s, and $10 denominations. This year's series of Disney Dollars is themed to What Will You Celebrate? And can be purchased at the theme park guest relations, resort front desks, and downtown Disney guest relations, and at the information desk at the World of Disney merchandise shop in downtown Disney. Just the Disney dollars are good, spending money for kids, so they don't spend it anywhere else. They can just spend their money at Disney. It's good play money for just for Disney stuff. A couple things: the Pecos Bill's Tall Tale Inn and Cafe will be closed February 2nd through the 20th. I'm sure you know that now, but I think I said that a couple of shows ago, but I just wanted to reiterate it. It will be closed until the 20th. And Adventureland's El Pirata y El Perico. Well, I think that's the pirate and the parrot, in Spanish, is serving lunch during this time, and both restaurants will share a seating area. So just keep that in mind for any time you're going down to Disney World. Alright, and I got a request from Alen05 to do the Great Movie Ride. I want to do that last, since I have a whole bunch of footage on that, and it's one of my favorite rides at Hollywood Studios. And I'm going to grab my book, Unofficial Guide 09, and let's see what we got. The Morocco Pavilion at Epcot in the World Showcase. They obviously don't rate it, they just tell you what it is, but they say it's a bustling market, winding streets, lofty minarets, and stuccoed archways recreate the romance and intrigue of Marrakesh and Casablanca. I actually liked the Moroccan place. It was very nice. It was very nice. Very you really get the sense that you're in Marrakesh or Casablanca, I guess. I've never been there, but it really does well. It does a great job in recreating that feel. You kind of feel like you're in Aladdin. It's weird, There's great shops, great great art things, stuff to buy. They even have little lamps, little I guess genie lamps, if you really want to call them that. But I'm surprised they didn't do anything, with an Aladdin ride in there. but I guess that's just one of those places that's going to be, you know, respected and loved for its beauty rather than for a ride, which is good because this place is one heck of a pavilion. So the Morocco Pavilion at Epcot and the World Showcase, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. Definitely hit that on your way around to wherever you're going, which, you know, depending on which way you're going. But definitely hit Marrakesh, or Morocco, I'm sorry, the Morocco Pavilion. It's one of the better rides, so 4 out of 5 for the Morocco Pavilion. Okay, and on to the requested ride, the Great Movie Ride. They gave it a 3.5 stars. What they say it is a movie history indoor adventure ride. It's a headliner. Go before 11 a.m. or after 4:30. And the comments are elaborate with several surprises. And they rate it, obviously, 3.5. I love the Great Movie Ride. It's probably one of the first ones I hit as soon as I go into the Hollywood Studios. Mainly because it's right there. It's right behind the Mickey hat as soon as you walk in. That was the thing you'd see as soon as you walk into Hollywood Studios before they really wanted to make a giant symbol for Hollywood Studios, and they just figured on the Mickey hat. So when you go in, the line is pretty long, but it's filled with, like, you know, movie memorabilia. The first part of the line, you know, movie memorabilia, things from Mary Poppins, the dress from the Queen, or from Shakespeare in Love, the one that Judi Dench wore in Shakespeare in Love. And then you go into a second holding area where they play like old movie trailers and whatnot. It's really cool. They're really classic movies. The, you know, big Disney and MGM movies. You know, got Alien in there, Mary Poppins. You know, all these other musicals. These all old musicals that really, if you're a movie fan, a huge movie fan like I am, you really enjoy and really, you know, get the, you know, significance of it. After that, you're ushered into the lines for your rows. The rows are pretty long. And these cars are pretty huge. They accommodate a lot, so we didn't really have to wait a whole long time. We went there midday. We waited in line for maybe about 45 minutes. That's not a long wait. If you have ever been to Disney World, that's not a long wait. It's a controlled ride. You're not like being driven or anything, so you just go through, and there's these different scenes with audio animatronic, you know, Cary Grant and Indiana Jones, and like you see all these scenes from different movies, and you're like, wow, I know that movie, or I love that movie. And then it really gets, you know, fun. And a couple of surprises are, like, as your tour guide is taking you through, she gets kicked off the ride by a gangster, and then the gangster takes control of the ride. He provides some, you know, a pretty funny commentary if you get a good one on a guy, you know, if you get a guy who really takes his job seriously, because remember, he does this constantly, over and over and over and over again. And you go through more scenes, and then eventually, when you get to the Indiana Jones scene, or a little past it, something happens to the guy. I'm not going to tell you what, but something happens where he grabs a jewel. You know, there's some unfortunate circumstance, and then your tour guide's back, and you finish through the scenes. There's a big scene with the Wicked Witch of the West at in the Wizard of Oz area, which is a great thing. A little note that you can actually rent out the Great Movie Ride Wizard of Oz set for like parties and whatnot. It costs a lot of money, but I've read that you can rent out that set. But afterwards, you get ushered into a place where it's just you, and you sit there and you watch all these, like montage of all the greatest movies, and you go through and you're like, yeah, these are great movies, and then you go through and then you get off and you're done. So the Great Movie Ride is one of my favorites. I have to hit it each and every time I go, but it's really non-essential. I love it because I'm a film major and I'm a huge film buff. I love, renting old movies, and I'll give the Great Movie Ride 4 stars. It's not essential. I'm not going to say you have to see it, but it is a great ride. It's one of the better ones at Hollywood Studios. So check it out when you're down there. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. And you get a kick out of seeing all those old movies that you haven't really thought of in a while, and then you're like, yeah, man, I gotta go rent that. So yeah, so check that out. So the Great Movie Ride at Hollywood Studios, 4 stars. Okay, that about wraps it up for this week's Disney News and Reviews. Again, and I didn't say it last week, I want to say it this week. If anybody out there from Disney's watching, please don't sue me. I just do this because I love it. I want people to go down. That's what I'm trying to get people to do. Go to Disney World, have fun, feel the magic. and because there really is some magic in Disney World, and it's the Disney magic. It really is. So I hope you enjoyed this week's Disney news and reviews. Remember, subscribe if you haven't. I'm open to requests at anything. If you want me to talk about anything, just let me know. It doesn't matter. If you want me to talk or give you any information about anything on a review, and please specify, hey, can you do a review on this, or can you talk about this in your next video? And I'll be like, okay, fine. Okay, well, that's it. That about does it for me. So thanks, guys, and see you next week.